Welcome to the Vitor Hill Show. How is everybody doing today? Do me a favor before we get started. Make sure you like the show. You want to stay to the end of this. I got a story to tell you. And then at the end, I got about, 9 takeaways from this story. So you want to be here. You want to stick around for the entire show. I'm interested in your comments and your thoughts. Do me a favor. We need to set a culture of commenting, so make sure you like and give one comment. For those of you guys that are unfamiliar with the show, I come live every single day at 5 o'clock or 10:30. So click the bell to be notified when I come live, all right? Yesterday, let's just go ahead. Hey, Shamako, how you doing, man? How you doing? Yesterday, as I promised, I told y'all I would come back and discuss the conversation I had with Chris and Carlette after I finished processing. Now, hear me clearly. You have to process your feelings. You have to process your feelings. You cannot just let things slide. You cannot just let things slide. Things can happen to you. If you think your feelings got hurt, you got upset or whatever, and you think you can just move on with life without processing it, those feelings get stuck in you and it clogs up your access to the realm. So you have to process feelings. So once I got home, and I am the kind of person, if something happens, if something hurts my feelings, I go numb. I'll be talking and laughing, but I am numb on the inside. So I had to give myself the speech. I said to myself, okay, you can't smoke this one away. You can't eat this one away. Porn and masturbation ain't going to do this one. Drink it away. I just went down the list and I said, Vincent, you have to sit here and feel these feelings. And I just sat there and I felt them, and I felt literally once I accepted the fact. Now, I'm telling this story, but all through this story is gems to help you navigate when things don't go the way you want them to go, all right? So I had to accept the fact that my feelings were hurt and not try to call someone, not try to, again, like I said, eat it, smoke it, drink it, masturbate it away. Sit in the hurt. And the moment that I sat there on my front balcony and sat in the hurt, I began to feel it moving and going on about its business. And I said, okay, good. Because one thing I don't need to be is numb. Because when I go numb, I go dumb. When I go numb, I'm going dumb. I'm going dumb, dumb, da dum, dumb, da dum, dum, dum. And I'm tearing up everything in my pathway. And I don't want to be that person. So the first thing I have to do is feel my feelings. You understand? So you got to feel your feelings. Now, before I get into that, let me give you some backdrop of what happened, all right? I'm going to take my time and tell this story. It's juicy. It's a little messy. It's juicy. Some of y'all were watching yesterday and was like, so let's talk about it, all right? But I want you to stay to the very end, all right? Because there's so much in this. There's so much to discuss. And do me a favor, if you're watching this, make sure you like this. So I was already on edge yesterday because I was around a lot of negative energy that affects me. Now, I have to keep my air pure because I am a sensitive person. Hey, Carolyn, how you doing? I am super duper sensitive, okay? And I used to didn't like that about me, but I'm okay with it now because I realize that's also my superpower. For example, when those of you guys that sign up for the consultations, which we'll talk about in a minute, you sign up for the consultations, I feel it. You come on that, as soon as you come on, I'm going to ask the same question. Why are you on today? And the moment you start talking, sometimes the moment I get the confirmation, I start feeling you. So if I was to get rid of that sensitivity I have, I would also have to close down my access to my information portal. You understand what I'm saying? The same thing that'll make you cry will make you laugh. A lot of times we like to shut down the weak part of us when that weakness is a part of our strengths and the strengths are a part of our weaknesses. And I told y'all all in this story is going to be peppered in some truths that you can live by. And so I do not mind admitting I am an emotionally sensitive person. But with that being said, I can't be around a certain kind of energy. Now, I want to know where you were yesterday and how your feelings got hurt. I'm telling the story, Marco. I'm just taking my time and telling it. So that's why I also say spiritual people need therapy. Why? Because you need an infrastructure to house your spirituality. You'll feel feelings, you'll see things, you'll hear things, and you need to be able to house that. And you need to be able to learn how to manage your emotions so your emotions can be used by the realm. All right? Now, after I left there, I went to Chris and Carlette's house where I go once a month. And those of you guys that follow the show, y'all know it's a thing. It's an event, right? So we eat, sleep. Well, I do the sleeping. Eat, I go to sleep before the meal. Then I eat, then I go to sleep again. Then I talk in between there, cut up, talk junk, laugh, cut up, be serious, have a deep conversation, probably go back to sleep. And then we end the day with Chris and I going live and Carlette on the sidelines, extremely being unhappy with what Chris and I are saying. Extremely displeased with our buffoonery, okay? The conversation was going as business as usual. Believe it or not, actually, this time I was on my best behavior. I normally am saying all the things I shouldn't be saying, laughing at the wrong stuff. But for whatever reason, yesterday I was on my best behavior. And then the conversation was led to homosexuality, all right? Now, as you can see, the name of this show is Living in My Truth. And normally I have podcast-style conversations on Monday, but I got to tell this story. I got to tell this story, number one, for those of you that stayed on the live. The live was almost 2 hours, and this conversation happened like an hour and 30 minutes in. So some of y'all fell off, but for those of you guys that stayed the whole time, you need to know what happened next. So, yes, yesterday you were being good. Right, Carlette? I mean, Carolyn, I was on my best behavior yesterday. So I asked Chris and Carlette a question. I said, would y'all attend my wedding if I was to get married? All right. Now, here's the tea. I am a gay man. period. I'm a gay. Listen to me, because I need some of y'all to hear this, because some of y'all practice not being connected and just don't hear. If you watch me, you are watching a gay man. If you do not like that I am gay, you please leave. I don't know what to tell you. I like a man. I sleep with men. I am attracted to men. Period. Everybody knows it. It's not a secret. Besides those who got some kind of silent hope that I would change. Okay? So let me put that out there, because I think I got some stragglers around me that ain't caught up to the truth. And you do yourself a disservice hoping something for somebody that they don't even want. What the hell are you thinking? Hold on. Breathe. Thank you, Shamako. Loud and proud. Gay as could ever be. I'm reading my notes. I'm so gay, and I'm so silly because I wrote all this stuff. I'm so gay, I cannot be outgayed. That's why it's weird to me when people come to me and say, oh, you're not like the other gays. And I always tell them that's the equivalent of telling a black man, you ain't like the other thugs. You a different black man. What you're basically saying is, I'm not as feminine as the other gays, and femininity has nothing to do with sexuality. There are feminine men that don't want a man, and there are hyper masculine men that's touching too many men, which lets you know your level of thought process and competency when it comes to sexuality. You judging the feminine man, and he love his wife, his girlfriend. And then you boys go to the basketball game, change clothes in front of, go camping with, hang out with, sleeping over, sharing intimate parts of your sex life with a whole gay man, and you so dumb because he's masculine leaning. I mean, Shamako, I'm an equal opportunist, but nonetheless. Now, what was I saying? So let's just call a spade a spade. You just don't like feminine men, and that has nothing to do with sexuality, right? Now, Chris' response was yes. Carlette's response was no. Now, this was about an hour and a half. Y'all can go back and watch it. It was about an hour and a half into the show. Carlette was 10 toes down about the no. And as I said on the show yesterday, that deeply hurt my feelings. It deeply. It was like she could have took a knife on my live in front of my audience and stabbed me in my heart. Okay? Now, I believe in honoring people's value systems, all right? So I didn't jump on her, and as I said in text as we were talking today, I could have, and I'm definitely smart. I could have tip-tapped and flipped that and made a fool out of Carlette, but that's not what you do. First of all, she's my friend. And so I'm not going to do that. I kept it honest and vulnerable. If you go back and watch, I kept it honest and vulnerable. I said to her, Carla, I'm not going to bully you. You have a right to your opinion, but at the same time, that hurt my feelings. Yeah, Carolyn, you must have fell off early. This happened, like I said, about an hour, 20 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes in. Now, why did it hurt my feelings? It's because I felt like she did that without considering our relationship. It was as I have expressed, because y'all know me. If you know me, you know I would not get up here and say this if I did not express this to her first. It was in what I would call, in my opinion, in my experience, a religious 10 toes down, mean, bully pulpit, hate kind of, no, I'm not going. Because it wasn't like, it was like, well, I love you, Terrell, but I'll always but it was like, no, I'm not going. I was like, dang. And then just kept on. I was like, oh God, hold on a second. So that bothered me deeply. Where is my, oh, that's my notes. So then, am I missing some notes? Oh, I am. I think I am over there. Now, let me say this, y'all. The last text I got said something like about I didn't apologize, or I did not recant my statement, and I did not apologize. Let me say this to y'all. Christians, and I'm saying Christians because that's all I deal with. If I dealt with Muslims, I'll say Muslims. Christians are the outer, nicer version of white supremacists. I've been all around the world. I've traveled to more places than probably 90% of anybody that will watch this video. I was raised in Germany. I've skied in the Alps. I've been to Africa, Romania. I went to Czechoslovakia before it was Czechoslovakia. I wrestled. I was sixth in Europe, wrestled in Italy. I've had a vast experience in my life. And I have never experienced hate like I have from the Christian church. And if I can be honest with you, that makes me sad. Why does that make me sad? It makes me sad because I love the Christian church. I was raised in the Christian church. I got my integrity from the Christian church. It was preached to me, at least. I learned how to access God because my parents would have me in the all-night prayers with them, and we would fast 40 days up until Easter every year, my sister and I. My life is the Christian church. The guy I'm trying to holler at right now goes to a Christian church. My friends go to Christian churches. And yet, I'm always getting rejected by the Christians. Man, I have tried to share my life vulnerably with my parents, whom are pastors, with my friends that are Christian, trying to give them a peek and see that God can use anybody. But the reality is they don't want to believe that. They don't want to believe that God can use anybody. They don't want to believe that you can have a deep-seated relationship with God that doesn't look like theirs. And you got to watch these side comments. Well, did you get saved today? And what I start saying when people say that to me is, I don't want your salvation. I don't want your God. I do not like, your God is evil. Your God has you miserable and you want me to join your misery. You are a poor representation of Christ. You shouldn't even say his name. You are horrible. Why? Because you make the person run from him that really want to hang around them. So here's 9 lessons that I got from this situation. Number 1, I called my therapist and had a session with my therapist today. Because let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you are responsible for you. You have to take care of you. And when you think that, because the reality, anyway, I always, number 1, always communicate your intentions. Never leave anyone guessing or wondering how you feel. Be honest, be straight up, and moved with integrity. Truth does not have emotion. And a lot of people, especially church folk, love to live in the shallow, my brother, my Christian sister. And y'all don't even like each other. And y'all play in each other's face and talk about each other behind each other's back. And everybody is happy with living the lie. And that was another thing that bothered me, because I'm not a Christian, and I've stood in front of bullets from the so-called Christians that we all are in community with on their behalf. Just yesterday. But you so godly. You can't even. Anyway. It is okay to take up for you. You matter most. Your freedom, your existence, your space matters. Only build covenant with those that are willing to value you at the level that you value you. If you do not like my gay, you will not have access to my goodness. I don't care if you my mama, daddy, brother, sister, friend. I don't care if you Shamako, Carolyn, Aquaculture that's commenting, 11 you're on here, watching on Facebook, watching on Twitter. If you cannot accept my gay, leave me alone. Period. Why? Because I am my gay. My sexuality is a part of me, and you will not treat me like a part of me is a cancer. Because I had to dig my honor out of the mud. I had to look at myself in the, oh boy, I'm gonna cry. Hold on a second. I'm gonna do this. Back when I did not like myself, and the church did not have answers for me, I had to look myself in the mirror when people told me God did not like me and honor me. I will never allow anybody to dishonor the treasure that I've dug out the mud. And there's 10 of y'all on this live, and I'm telling you, you better not either. It might not be sexuality, but never let people dishonor your treasure. I don't care how close you are. Shamako will tell you, I don't hang around if I don't feel it, if I don't feel like I'm honored. I don't care nothing about a community if I'm not free. Because no one that's here, no one that's listening to this had to build what I have built for me. And I will not allow anyone to tear it down. Anyone. And I am saying to y'all, same. Do the same. Now, on the opposite of that, always be willing to reciprocate. If you demand that people value you like you should be valued, then you must value others how they want to be valued. That's it. So you have to only ask for what you're able to give. Number 3, no one is obligated to agree with you, accept you, honor you, are even like you. Don't punish them for them standing on their decisions. You have to take responsibility if you allow yourself to connect with those that are not connected to you. You go to that family reunion and you know they don't like you. You deserve what you get out of it. You go, they got a dinner after church, and you go sit at that table with the clique, knowing they don't like you. You deserve what you get, because no one is obligated to like you. Your obligation is to protect you from those people. But we have such an ungodly soul tie with certain communities only because we've been there. But I've been there 10 years. I got to stay. Oh, hell no, you don't. Leave. Disconnect yourself. Number 4, I'm going to say it again. Communicate, communicate, communicate. You should always be communicating your intentions. Always communicate your intentions. Number 5, understand who you are and who you are becoming. This is important. You can meet people at a certain space in your life that doesn't grow with you. Who you are today may be different from who you will be tomorrow. It is not anyone's responsibility to track your growth. That's why you must communicate, communicate, communicate. You cannot assume you guys are growing at the same level. And if I'm going to be honest, that's how my feelings got hurt. I assumed as much time as we spent with each other that you might not agree with homosexuality, but you know my heart, my goodness, my integrity, my character, my truth, my juxtaposition as relates to how I was raised versus how I'm living, and how I am serious about that fine line so I can live my life pleasing to God. And 3 years later, your answer is no. We haven't been growing at the same space. Number 6, wear life and people like a loose shirt. Easy on, easy off. Now, let me say this. That don't mean be reckless. I have learned this. The poor college student that lived with me, I let him have it. I communicate my intention so much. Why? So if I have to take you off as a shirt, I will not feel guilty because I treated you right. I honored you. I did not lie. I did not do anything to hurt you. I communicated my boundaries. I was texting him today and he's like, I don't really understand what you're talking about. I said, well, no. If you don't understand what I'm saying, great. I'm just communicating boundaries. I'm communicating how I feel. So if this comes up in the future, you'll know, let me respond like this, because 2 months ago, he said, if this happens, this is how I am making it my business to communicate my intentions. So if I have to take you off, I will not look back. You won't find a soul on the face of this earth that'll say, oh, he did me wrong, or he hurt my feelings, or he so and so and so. And if somebody tell you that, ask them, well, did he apologize? Because the more I grow up and the more I value myself, the more I value my relationships. But you are a loose shirt. Do not get it twisted. I will take you off. Easy on, easy off, but just always honor people. Always honor people. Just because it's easy on, easy off does not give you an escape from honoring people. Always respect people. But they don't always have to be worn by you. Let me tell you this. Just because you don't wear them don't mean you gives you permission to dishonor and disrespect them. You can take somebody off, fold them, and put them where you found them without dishonoring and disrespecting them. Number 7, don't sacrifice your personal freedom for community. Do not sacrifice your personal freedom for community. For every 5 people that you are not compatible with, there are 10 that will embrace you fully. You have to focus on becoming, and they will come. Focus on becoming, and they will come. I don't want to, that's all I know. That's all I know. You will survive. You will survive. Number 8, this is important, guys. I got 9, so I'm doing this one 2 more and I'm done. Don't burn bridges, restrict access. You never fully burn bridges with those you have built relationships with. I'm going to say this again. Never burn bridges with those you have built relationships with. You never fully burn bridges with those you built relationships. You might need to cross that bridge again, or they might need to. So the bridge needs to stay intact. You do have a right, though, to discontinue use of that bridge, or to restrict access from that bridge. Lastly, how long have I been up here? You are the master of your life. You are the captain of your soul. You control the ins and out of your life. No one has a responsibility but you. The reality is, I knew what I was getting into when I got into it. And I ignored it. I'm not talking about the Chris and Carlette story. I'm talking about just in general with certain communities that I've been in and out of. I have to own anything that comes out of it if I sit at a table where I have not been invited. All right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's my show for today. I was in counseling. Well, I go to therapy. And I told my therapist, I gotta have a life of truth and integrity. This was back in October when things were dark for me. I said, I must build this new life I build with truth and integrity. The problem is the same people that will wave this banner of standard. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna uphold the standard of holiness. Will go and covenant with the same people in your local church that do what I do. They do it more than I do it. They're deviant with it. But what you like is the lie. You want me to lie. But as I was talking to my therapist today, I realized why everything from even that negative group I was with before I went to the Chris and Carlette house. Because it's all rooted in lies. And let me tell you this, if you want to be a part of this community, you have to fall in love and be intimate with the truth, even if the truth don't benefit you. And what I realized was that standard or whatever, 1% lie that Carlette stood in. Why? Because she is surrounded by people just like me. They just have not been honest, and she knows it. And she's clear on it. And she's prayed with them and danced with them and spoken tongues with them. But they can be where they are as long as they don't be honest. But what I'm being is persecuted for telling the truth because I don't want to make a mockery of God, because I don't want to ruin a woman's life, putting arm candy on my arm knowing I want a man. The space I was before I went to their house and that conversation is against my existence because I demand truth in my life. And if you do not want me being truth-filled, get the hell out of my way. If you're on this show, you like the V. Terrell Hill Show, you're on my email community, I really like his emails. I just wish he wasn't gay. Leave. Unsubscribe. And let me tell you this. I want y'all to listen to me clearly. Those of you guys that have spent a significant amount of time in darkness, you have a lot of light. And what I've realized is people love to be around me, but people don't love me. People love, I can make you laugh and cut up and have a good time. And I'm wise and I'll give you great advice and I'll touch your life and move you from one space to the next, but you don't like me. Me and my gifts are the same. So if you do not like my light, if you don't like my, how can I say this? If you don't like my shadows, stay away from my light. If you cannot handle my finickiness and my wishy-washiness and I feel like, I don't do it no more. I don't feel like doing it. Then don't enjoy my gifts. If you don't like my gay, don't enjoy my gifts. If you don't like my expression of how I serve and worship God, leave my gifts alone. Don't ask me another question. I will not throw my pearl to swine. I got a list of people that enjoy my presence, my gifts, but don't like me. My existence is an offense to them, an abomination to their God. Guess what? I don't care if I got to leave 11 communities. I will not sacrifice my freedom for anyone. If I cannot be free, you cannot have me. Period. And I don't really care. I don't care if no one likes it. Chris, Carlette, I sent my parents a text because I don't need no fake Jesus love, no token Christ kind of love. That's some old patriarchy, white supremacy bullshit. You love me for real or leave me alone. That's it. That's it. I'd rather die alone and be free than be connected with anything that will have me bound. Right? All right. I want to put that out there. I want it to be clear and in the public so everybody can see and hear and read about it. I'm tired. I've been too nice to people. And have been accommodating for people, making sure they felt not saying certain things around them. And I'm just tired. So there you have it. All right, y'all, that's my show for today. I'm not apologizing, okay? Because that's just is my truth. So if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. All right. That's that. All right. Thank you so much for watching the V. Terrell Hill Show. I come live every single day, Monday through Monday. Podcast style interview with friends on Monday. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday is Hot Topics. Wednesday and Saturday is Spirituality and Consciousness. All right. So every show is not like this, but it can be. Also, if you want to join that email community that I mentioned, all right, it's 100% positive, uplifting, insightful, invigorating. All you got to do is click the link in the video description box of Facebook and YouTube. Put your name and email address in that box. You're going to get 2 confirming emails, one welcoming you to the community, and the other a double opt-in. It's a call to action email. So you got to press OK or submit or something to let them know you meant to sign in. And then every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, you're going to get an email from me. Nothing but positivity, lifting you up. You already know. Those of you guys that are a part of my email community, you already know I'm praying for y'all. I went walking. I walked 3 miles Saturday and I came back, got in my kitchen and fell into prayer. and went to walking my island in circles praying for the email community because y'all sit right here in my heart. That's another reason why I can't be letting folk get in the way. I got people that believe in me. I got people that signed up for free consultations and paid consultations that need help. Oh, Kiss the Chef 2020 says, 2010 says, thanks. Oh, great, Kiss the Chef. I'm glad you received it. So you know what I'm saying? There are people that don't mind me being me and are 100% open to my light. Why would I hang around with people that question me? When I have literally, from October to now, built about 50 to 100 people that 100% believe in me. Do you say my name out loud in that prayer? Carolyn, I pray for the entire email community. All right, y'all. That's that. I'm about to go. And de-escalate. I need to eat. And we'll be back with a regular show tomorrow. VT is preaching. You hear me? Thank you, Craig. I appreciate that, man. Listen, and let me say, I appreciate all y'all. I really, really do. Y'all have no idea the healing I get from being in front of y'all and seeing your comments and seeing your support. That is special to me because I'm a new kid on the block. I mean, I've been around a while. Some of y'all have known me. Like Carolyn and I realized that we've been dealing with each other since 2014. But just solo doloing it out here with no co-host or anything, I'm the new kid on the block. So for those of you guys that rock with me every single day, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to go, y'all, because I got to gather myself. What a day. Peace. Bye.